Brandon Zachary with Comic Book Resources. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today,
Thank you.
Francis. And again, congratulations on the film. I'm actually on camera.
Thank you.
So I kind of wanted to start with, this is such a tonally unique film, I feel, because it switches, like, almost every character is basically in their own little mini movie with their own kind of tone and tenor.
Yeah.
So from a filmmaker's perspective, what is it like to kind of balance all of those elements and keep them kind of controlled and contained within the film?
Well, I think, going into this movie, I think I was looking to do something a little different for myself, which I was looking to do something with more hope and warmth and joy and levity and humor. And so I think that was kind of a driving force. And then the key for me, especially with each of those sort of dream sequences, were to focus on who the dreamer is, right? What they might be like, what their dream is, what the narrative would be, and sort of build out the world from there. But then keeping it all kind of focused on those things that I really found that I wanted to be really important in it. So, the hope and the joy and the humor. And so I think that always kept it sort of centered.
And it really does, because I think Jason does fantastic in keeping that kind of humor, bringing it so big, such bigger than life. But you did bring up something I was really excited to ask you, because it is something of a departure from your previous films in terms of just tone alone. Not nary a dead child anywhere.
Exactly.
What surprised you the most about kind of going for this much more, did anything catch you by surprise during production of
I'm not sure anything caught me by surprise. I think it was really just I was trying so much more to focus on. Look, I've made emotional movies before, so I didn't have to sort of work at that in the same way that I did the humor. And I think the thing that I had to work the hardest at, right, is balancing the emotion and the humor, right? So there's a scene very early on where Marlowe's character Nemo moves in with her uncle for the first time, and it's sort of quite an emotional and sort of a sad moment in the movie without giving anything away. But you still also want there to be humor, so it's finding the balance of keeping that emotional reality with humor. That's what I found the trickiest, but also fun.
Well, that's the thing, is that it really emulates, I was saying the word incorrectly, but it's just a fun movie to watch, and I think you did a great job of that. And I really also wanted to compliment and this is the greatest compliment I could potentially give to you and Jason, is this was some Beetlejuice energy from Flip, which, I mean that in the nicest way possible. Right. What was it like kind of finding that and kind of bringing that to life? Because Flip is I could see a lesser film making him a little bit more one-dimensional, kind of making him a cartoon.
Right.
He's so emotionally driven. What was it like kind of working with Jason and finding the key to that?
Yeah, well, I think, he and I were doing a show together, and he and I really enjoyed working together. We became friends, and honestly, I saw a lot of Flip in Jason, in who Jason really is, right? So there was a lot of just what I wanted to draw out of who he is, and his sense of humor and the silliness and the warmth and all of that. And then I think a lot of it too is the writing of the character, right? That when you have a character that sort of on the surface may seem like a cartoon character, and then you realize has real issues and is going through things and has real wants and needs and can be emotional and can surprise you, I think then it sort of fleshes the character out in a great way. And I knew Jason could do that. What Jason really surprised me with, though, was how much creativity he brought to the irreverent, fun, mischievous side of the character.
And then kind of last question is, this is kind of building off of the imageries of Nemo and Slumberland, this iconic piece of art, this comics art. But I feel like you translated it so well to a modern audience, to a modern story. So what is it about Nemo that spoke to you as a filmmaker, and what was it like to kind of reflect that through a modern lens of breaking the comfortable conformity that we can make with our lives, with these dreams, with these stories, with these hopes? What was it like to approach that?
Yeah, well, look, I loved the comic strip, but I think the comic strip was honestly a real jumping off point, because it's very specific. The art is very specific. We definitely pulled a lot of the sort of sensibility in the color palette from the original strips into the movies. But, we really had to make it contemporary, and it was really, for me, all kind of character-based, right? So that any given dream was always based on who the dreamer is, what the story is going to be, and sort of built out from there. Because what I really did not want to do was sort of go the Alice in Wonderland kind of route of, that anywhere you go, there's just giant mushrooms, and they're all crazy colors, and because then somehow there's no parameters, and so I wanted to give myself parameters within the dream world.
If nothing matters, then nothing. If anything can happen, then nothing matters.
Exactly.
Francis, thank you so much again.
Thank you.
And again, congrats on the film.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.